Hello, this is Jeremy, aka SIU Engineer, that created the Raspberry Pi Jukebox. I'm just going to create this video, hopefully give you a little bit more insight to what I did. Just be warned, I'm not a professional YouTuber. This is the first video I've tried to put together, so it's probably going to be a little rough, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, I'm going to give you a little overview of the machine, how it works. I have everything up and running here, and going to put a coin in the slot, and you'll notice that the credits go to 3 credits. Select the first song, and we'll pick the record and start it playing. And the window there shows you what the current song is playing. I got the levels, the stereo levels, so right and left channel. 2 credits left. Go ahead and add another song. It shows up as one song coming up and the title of that track. Can go ahead and add my last song. And so there's 2 songs coming up and their titles. I can have up to 20 songs in queue, and that'll keep playing till the song's done. You can pause it. I added a pause button and a skip. If you're tired of the song currently listening to, it'll skip it to the next song and go ahead and load the next song in your queue. It'll pick up that record, and if you notice the wordlets are light, it will turn on and start flickering when the record starts playing. And now back down to 1 song in the queue and out of credits. So here's a picture of, this is pretty much everything that controls the jukebox. You can see the 4 black screws on the side. This is all one unit, this kind of trapezoid unit. So all of the electronics, everything stay in this one unit. Like I said, the whole thing can come apart in about 6 pieces. All went together pretty well. Still lots of room in here. You can see all the buttons wired up. The black and red are the 12-volt wiring. The blue and white are the button presses. One thing, I tried to put the buttons as close as possible where they were touching each other. Probably a bad idea, just really hard to get that spacing just right. A lot of them were really too snug and needed a little bit more room. Some were spaced out. It's better just to kind of keep it spaced out and give all the buttons a little more room. I think it would look better and easier to wire, because all these are very close. All the connectors are insulated, but they are kind of pushing up against each other. So a lot of wiring there. The little amplifier here. Nice little unit, a little underpowered for the speakers I have in it now. I just have some bookshelf speakers that I had lying around that I'm using that are probably a little overkill for this project. But the thing that's nice about this, it does have enough power to drive them. Runs off AC, didn't have to have another power adapter. Has a built-in FM radio and a remote control. Also has a couple microphone inputs for anybody that wants to do karaoke. The Raspberry Pi down here, I did put it in a case with a fan. You've got your micro HDMI going up to the monitor. I do have a USB stick in there, mainly just using that for transferring songs. Everything is running off the Pi. I have the boards connected to the Pi. And then I do have a USB expansion out here for one of the boards, and if I need to add a keyboard monitor or a keyboard and mouse, just to make updates for anything. In the background you can see the 3 joystick controllers I've got there. These 2 run the 0 through 9 and ABCD buttons. This last one has play, pause, the page turning, and it was going to have the coin acceptor. The problem I had with the coin acceptor is that for some reason it was just continually adding credits when I had it connected to the joystick controller. I wired it directly to the Raspberry Pi and that problem went away. So I'm not sure what the issue was there. I don't know if it was a floating ground needed to be pulled down, but for whatever reason it did work on the Raspberry Pi. I got a couple terminal blocks here. Everything in here is 12 volts. All the LEDs, the coin acceptor 12 volts. So I have a 12 volt going to these terminal blocks and then distributing it out. All right, I was going to show a little more detail about the switches I used. So I got them from AliExpress. They come in 4 parts: the button, the switch, the LED holder, and the LED. So you have to put it all together. The LED, it has to be positive, negative. The positive has 2 wraps on the wire. The negative has a single wrap. So when I put them in, I use the larger side as the positive side and always put the 2 wraps onto that side when I installed it. Then attaching it to the switch, I would you clip in the little dot and then twist it down. There is one more spot that it has to go in. So then you just twist it down and it pops in. When you go to install it into the button, you put it at a little angle and give it a twist and it locks into place. There are 2 sets of terminals here, 2 for the actual button switch and 2 for the LED. It is a 12 volt LED. So again, the positive side was on the larger white side and negative on the smaller. You install it into your project first, get the nut tightened down. And then you can put your switch in either direction, whatever works for your wiring. All right, so this is the Fruitbox for Dummies site. So really useful, really helped me get through this project. So big notice here that I didn't notice when I started before I found this project is that the latest version of Bookworm does break Fruitbox functionality. I did not have a lot of luck with Bullseye, but definitely this March 15th version of the Bookworm OS worked for me. And then I just followed the Fruitbox V2 on Raspberry Pi and 4 or 5. Again, I had a 1 gigabyte Raspberry Pi 4. Like I said, I just got that one to play around with. It was $30 at Micro Center. Probably would have gotten the 4 gig. I don't know if they had it in stock at the time. I just looked today and it was only $45. Don't know how much better that would have performed. This seems to be okay once it's up and running. So no issues there. But there's a lot of great information here. Just getting up and started. It goes into a lot of detail about how to configure it and getting everything set up, getting to where your music needs to be, how to set up the skin you want to use, a lot of other great guides. There's a whole guide on customizing skins, and a lot of links to other information. So can't recommend Fruitbox for Dummies enough. Okay, the bottom kick plate, I made it to be easily removed. If you need to grab your quarters out of there, it needs a little work to clean up the fabric, but it's just held on by a couple of magnets and just snaps into place. Just like that. All right, take a look at the marquee. So it's 1/8 inch acrylic with some WS2011 lights in the back. Those are flickering on purpose to simulate incandescent lights. There's a mag WLED controller controlling them, and that marquee is swappable. Okay, here is showing the different pages, how you can flip through them. So like I said, I have 3 pages currently, and the button just cycles through and goes back to the beginning. Alright, so these are the 2 options that I found for coin acceptors. So I used the one on the left here, where you see the lift up to replace, so you can just put a single coin in there, and it will recognize that coin and accept it. There is a sensitivity button. Seems to work pretty well. You can set the pulse length. Again, I did not use the pulse length. I just used it like a normal switch. The one on the right here, this is the one that can learn up to 3 or 5 coins to accept in different amounts. This one you do have to end up writing some software to read the pulse signal to see which coin was accepted. So here's a shot of one of the USB game controllers. So I populated the right side of the controller. The issue on the left side, those are mainly analog or special inputs, so they didn't really work with just standard buttons. So all the ones on the right side just act like a simple button. So that's why I use those. They are just hot glued to the back of the board with some standoffs. So this is something I bought. I didn't end up using it on my project. I was initially planning to wire all the buttons directly to the Raspberry Pi GPIO header. Decided not to do that. Just got the game controllers instead. But this would be very useful if you wanted to do that. I did end up connecting the coin acceptor and running a fan off the GPIO header. So that's why I didn't decide to use this. So one issue I ran into, there are 3 different types of spade connectors. This top one is generally I would consider a standard size. There's a medium size and a small size. So when you order the USB game controller, you specify which of these bottom 2 that you want. I initially ordered one with these smaller spade connectors. Those did not fit with the buttons I bought, so I had to order a separate set of plugs with the wider connector. I only initially did that for the first USB joystick controller that I bought. The second 2 I did get the right ones with those. So just be something to be aware of if you are ordering the joystick controllers, that you are grabbing the right one. Alright, so here is a start of the build. So you can see kind of how the internal structure was built. It is on 4 casters, so it can roll around. Everything screws to the 2 sides. I used the nut inserts into the 3/4 inch MDF on the sides. So that kind of holds everything together. The bottom, there's 2 back pieces, only one shown here. The marquee holder and this monitor and the main controller all end up getting put in here. More of how it's put together. You got the power supply spot there, and the secret button to add 5 credits. We'll go back in those holes. Got all of the pieces put together here. Everything drilled out and ready to go. Just getting ready for paint. Just prototype wiring it up. I think this was after it was done painted. Adding the LEDs in there, getting things ready to go. So this is my prototyping desk. Just testing out the buttons, making sure everything worked right. Just a shot of the whole thing there. Pretty much done at this point. This is a good shot of what the menu looks like. It's pretty nice setup. I really liked Fruitbox. This is a modified skin. I started with one of the default whirly skins and add a little flair to it. A lot of them were made for smaller monitors. For this one, I really wanted to get a full-size looking jukebox. So it is a 32-inch monitor, and that makes the song cards about the right size as they would be in real life. So I do have 80 songs on each page for the modifications. So I had to kind of recreate each grouping, make them a little bigger, add a few of them. The record was pulled from one of the other skins. I made the Wurlitzer light. Thought, well, that was a nice addition. Had to rescale a lot of these. Were from the original Whirly skin, just kind of modified them to fit this size screen. Just a shot of the back. It is still a little dirty. Needs a little cleanup. I do have the button in the back there. I did add a key lock, and there's another panel that goes on the back there. I've just been working out a lot, so I haven't gotten it all cleaned up, and I do have to take it apart and get it delivered. So that's another reason it's not really tidied up yet. So cleaning up all the wiring and bundling all that and making it look nice. I'll do that after I put it together for the. I hope you enjoyed my little build video. Sorry for the rough edits. I'm a little bit new at this. I did leave some links below for some of the parts I've used. Feel free to leave a comment and ask any questions. Thanks for watching.